All right, let's begin. Om cheto-darpana-marjanam bhava-maha-davagni-nirvapanam shreyah kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jeevanam anandambudivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam नामनामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणे न कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं मीदृशमिह जानीनानुरागः ऋणादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनया सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहितकी त्वयि हे नन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं माम विषमेव माम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजसित धूलिसदृशं विचिन्तये नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गदगदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निजितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां विनष्टमाम् अदर्शनान् मर्मातां करोतु वा यथा तथा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः. So we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila, volume 2. And today we are on the last chapter, chapter number 17. Adi-lila had only 2 volumes. So the last chapter of the second volume. This is a big chapter. So it may take maybe 2 days to finish, 2 or 3 days. Let's see. This chapter is titled The Pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. Vande svairadbhuteham tam chaitanyam yat prasaditah yavanaha sumannayante Krishna nama prajalpakaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even unclean yavanas become perfectly well-bred gentlemen by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Such is the power of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityanand Prabhu. All glories to Advaitacharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Kaishora Lilara Sutra Kari Laganana Yavana Lilara Sutra Kari Anukrama. I have already given a synopsis of the Kaishor Lila of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, let me enumerate his youthful pastimes in chronological order. So first he will just give all the youthful pastimes in one, like a synopsis, like in chronological order. And then he's going to explain this, whatever you're hearing now, all this will be explained in detail in the coming books. Vidya Saundarya Sadvesha Sambhoga Nitya Kirtanai Prema Nama Pradhanastai Cha Gaurodvit Divyati Yavane. Exhibiting his scholarship, beauty and fine dress, Lord Chaitanya danced and chanted as he distributed the holy names of the Lord to awaken dormant love of Krishna. Thus Lord Sri Gaurasindra shone in his youthful pastimes. As he entered his youth, the Lord decorated himself with ornaments, dressed himself in fine cloth, garlanded himself with flowers, and smeared himself with sandalwood. By dint of pride in his education, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not caring for anyone else, defeated all kinds of learned scholars while executing his studies. In his youth, the Lord exhibited his ecstatic love of Krishna on the plea of disturbances of bodily airs. Accompanied by his confidential devotees, he enjoyed various pastimes in this way. Thereafter, Lord went to Gaya, and there he met Ishwar Puri. Diksha Anantare Haila Premera Prakasha, Deshe Agamana, Puna, Premera Vilasa. So he was doing a lot of things and he would get mad in the ecstatic love of God. People used to think, what's wrong with him? And he would give different reasons. Oh, my bodily hairs are not in proper things. And at the same time, he went to Gaya. And in Gaya, he was able to meet his guru, Ishwar Puri. And he got initiated from Ishwar Puri. And immediately after this initiation, he started exhibiting signs of love of Godhead. He again displayed such symptoms after returning home. साची के प्रेम दान तबे अद्वैत मिलन अद्वैत पाहिला विश्वरूप दर्शन. He came from Gaya and then he delivered the message of love of Krishna to Mother Sachi, nullifying her offense at the feet of Advaitacharya. And thus there was a meeting between Advaitacharya and him where he gave the vision of his own universal form to Advaitacharya. Then Srivas Thakur, he also used to worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the process of Abhisheka. Sitting on a cot, Lord exhibited transcendental opulences. तबे नित्यानंद स्वरूपेर आगमन प्रभु के मिलिया षड भुज दर्शन. After this function at Srivas Thakur's house, Nityanand Prabhu arrived. And at that time, Lord Chaitanya showed his 600 form to Nityanand Prabhu. Prathame षड भुजा तांरे देखैला ईश्वर Shankar Chakra Gada Padma Sharanga Venudhara. And his 600 form, he is Vishnu and Krishna combined together, and Ram also. So Lord Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited to Nityanand Prabhu the 600 form. It was having conch, a disc, a lotus, a club, a flower, a bow, and flute. After showing the 600 form, he showed the 400 form. And standing in a three-curved posture. With two hands, he played the flute, and in the other two hands, he carried conch and disc. Finally, he showed his two-handed form of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, simply playing on his flute. So his bluish body dressed in yellow garment. So this was the Lila. So Srivas Thakur is doing an Abhishek of Lord Chaitanya. Nityanand Prabhu arrives. And Bhagavan is showing his 600 form first. And then he takes away two hands. And then so in the 600 form, he's having all the club, the flower, the mace, all the Vishnu ayuds, the disc. And then he has a bow, which is Ramchandra's. And then he has a flute, which is Krishna's. And then he took away his two hands. So now there's only club and the disc. And then the two hands are playing flutes. So club, disc, and playing the flute. And then he took away those two hands also. And now he's only playing the flute. So he showed all the forms to Nityanand Prabhu in this function. Nityanand Prabhu arranged to offer Vyas Puja or worship of the spiritual master to Lord Sri Gaurasundra. But Lord Chaitanya carried the plow-like weapon called Musala in ecstasy of being Nityanand Prabhu. Thereafter, Mother Shachi Devi is seeing both of them. So Nityanand Prabhu is wanting to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he's doing an action of Baldev. Baldev has a thing called Musal, a plow. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing an action of holding a plow. And Chachi Mata is seeing both these kids together, Nityananda and Gaurasundar. And she sees that Krishna and Balram are there in their manifestation of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. And the same Lord then delivered two rogues called Jagai and Madhai. After this incident, the Lord remained in ecstatic position for 21 hours. And all the devotees saw his specific pastimes. So it happens. So Bhagavan had the Avesh. And at that time, so 600 form. So puja is happening, 600 form, then 400 form, then 200 form. And then he's in Avesh for 21 hours. And he's in the Avesh of Lord Balram. So all of these devotees saw this ecstasy and this ecstasy of Saprahariyara Bhava or 21 hours. Others call it Mahabhava Prakasha or Maha Prakasha. And there is all of this described in detail in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Varaha Vesha Haila Murari Bhavane Tandas Kande Chadi Prabhu Nachila Angane Tabe Shuklambare Kaila Tandula Bhakshana Harera Nama Shlokera Kaila Artha Vivarana. So this was one incident that happened because he was always in the zone of that madness of prema. So one day there was a function in Murari Gupta's house. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gets the Avesh of Varaha avatar. And in that incarnation, Varah is a boar. He gets into the boar incarnation of Avesh and he goes and he jumps on the shoulder of Murari Gupta. And after this incident, the Lord ate raw rice given by Shuklambar Brahmachari. And he ate the rice and then he was dancing in ecstasy. And after that, he gave a explanation of Hare Nama, that shloka mentioned in Brihad Naradiya Puran. Hare Nama, Kaivalam, Palau Nasti, Eva Nasti, Nasti Eva Gatir Anyatha. In this age of Kali, Bhagavan said that there is no other way, there is no other means for self-realization except for chanting the holy name of Lord Hari. In this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, Krishna Nam, is the only way. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara Nama Haite Haya Sarva Jagat Nistara. In this Kaliyuga, that same Bhagavan came as Krishna, and if somebody chants the name of Krishna, he will be delivered. Madhya-lage Hare Nama Uktitina Varah Jadaloka Bujhaite Puna Eva Kara. He went on explaining the shloka. He says, this verse repeats the word Eva, means Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva. Eva means certainly. 3 times it is repeating the word Harinam, Harinam, Harinam. So, just to make the common people understand, repeating 1 time is enough. But to bring faith in people, this Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. 3 times the name of Hari has been repeated and then written the word Eva. Eva means certainly. There is no other means. This verse clearly states that anyone who accepts any other path, it will be difficult for deliverance. This is the reason for triple repetition, nothing else, nothing else, nothing else, which emphasizes the real process of self-realization, because people use their brains, too much brains. Oh, that simple name, Hari name, just Ram name, just Krishna name can deliver. Then what is the use of so much of karma kand given in the Vedas, the Puranas, so many Purusharans? Well, they are all good, but they were meant for other yugas. So are they not useful in these yugas? Well, if you can follow the procedure properly, they will be, but you will not be able to, because Kaliyuga is a very different time. Yesterday we were discussing about Ekadashi, and I'm telling you, even when the British were there in our country, I have heard people used to be employed at the offices of the British, all the Brahmanas. And this is a real story, okay? But the British knew that the Brahmanas will taken off on Ekadashi. And the British used to give off one Ekadashi for the Brahmanas to do their duties, because the Brahmanas were in the cabinets, especially in South India. So we come from a civilization where the value of this fasting was so important, and it was easy to maintain a life. Agriculture was our main source of income. And agriculture, grains, so much grains is given. A farm can give you enough to fill the belly of the entire village. So one day you take a break and you think of God. By evening, you are done with your work. How much time can you spend in the farm? And in a year also, when the season is there, you will sow. After that, you will allow the plant to grow. And then there is a harvesting season. So the work was also seasonal. Just see how natural Bhagwan has made everything. Everything was seasonal. Everything is time bound. You have to get up early in the morning and do the plowing and everything. And by afternoon, you're free. And then wait for the grains. And so much grains will be given that you can store and you can eat it in winter also. And in winter, you sow some other plants. So you get up early morning in Brahma Muhurat. Before the sun comes, do all the work, household work, get to your work, do the plowing, everything, whatever is required for the farming, milking, have some cows, get enough milk, protein source, enough grains to live. Done. What else do you want? Manure, you don't have to worry about manure. Cow will give you enough manure. That was the original lifestyle given by God. But we deviated from it. We have become corporatish. We want concrete homes. We do not want the vast open farms, the glamour. We were continuing with that balanced life as per the spiritual life and worldly life. So from morning 6 to 6 you work, and after 6 o'clock it is dark already. When the sun sets, what work are you going to do? Eat on time, meditate, and go to sleep, and get up early in the morning. As the sun comes, you better get prepared. So everything was going as per the natural clock, the clock of the sun. And then we deviated. Times change. We have come to Kaliyuga. We have to discuss how to keep Ekadashi. When this is already there, it was already there in our civilization. But all of that went away. Now we have to go back and retrieve the information. But the life that we are living is not in harmony with what the scriptures have said. So yes, all the methods were good in all those yugas, where the life was also in harmony with the scriptural injunctions. But we are living in a time, we are living in Kaliyuga, and nothing is in our favor. We don't have time. Office work takes so much. Forget about leaves. 3 weeks of leave if you get, great. Forget about the seasonal work which Bhagwan has given to us. We have forgotten farming. We have to have enough money to buy fruits, and that too also we won't get fresh. So times have changed. So the only thing in these times we can do is keep one fasting, if we can, to keep the body fit, to keep the mind fit. That also many times is not possible because of all the inorganic food loaded with pesticides we eat in the cities. It just makes our body a house of disease. All sorts of chronic diseases enter because of the food that we are intaking in Kaliyuga. And the mind is already getting the food of all the worldly talks. So mind and body are all the time impure. One day of fasting is also probably not enough. You have to fast from the world also, worldly talks also. You have to practice maunam, no talking, silencing. So difficult in today's life to meditate, to silence the mind. So what to do? So in Kali Yuga, An easy path has been given, because what we are facing in our times are going to be worse than this in future. So what to do? That is why this shloka has been given. Harer nama, Harer nama, Harer namaiva kevalam. Just Harinam, just Harinam, just Harinam. Certainly that's enough. Kalau nasti, kalau nasti, nasti gatir anyatha. There is no other means for deliverance, because Kaliyuga is going to become worse. So if you have nothing else to do, because we are sick, we can't keep Ekadashi. It happens many times. Our food habits have become so bad. The day you keep Ekadashi, that day your acidity will go up so high. I have seen people falling off, unconscious. And then they feel guilty. Oh, I didn't keep this fasting, that fasting. Because things are nothing in our favor. The food that we are eating is not pure. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So, but if we can't do all this, no problem. At least we can be steadfast in one determination. That steadfast means dridvrata. We could be steadfast in one determination. No matter whatever situation we are in, no matter how the body is reacting, we will keep chanting the name of Hari. Which name? Hari, if you can chant, that's it. If you can chant Ram, that's it. If you can chant Krishna, that's it. If you can chant Vishnu Sahasranam, well and good. Thousands and millions of names he has given. You can take any name and chant. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught. Oh my Lord, you have given so many millions of names, but I am unfortunate that I do not have any liking towards these names. I do not have the faith in these names. I think there has to be some complex procedure as recommended in the Vedas. Again, he's trying to give the same teaching to everybody who is around him, with all the grammar, all the logic. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam. Kalau nasti, kalau nasti, kalau nasti gatir anyatha. This was clearly stated that anyone who accepts any other path, it will be difficult for deliverance. And what should be your attitude when you chant the holy name? The same Shikshashtakam which I read every day before the class. To chant the holy name, one should always be humbler than the blade of grass in the street, and he should be devoid of all personal honor. But one should offer others all respectful obeisances. First quality, he should be humbler than the blade of grass. Second quality, he should practice forbearance, just like that of a tree. Even if rebuked or chastised, he should not say anything to others to retaliate. For even if one cuts a tree, it never protests, and even if it is drying up and dying, it does not ask anyone for water. Thus, a Vaishnava should not ask anything from anyone else. If someone gives him something without being asked, he should be accepted. But if nothing comes, a Vaishnava should be satisfied to eat whatever vegetables and fruits are easily available. Sada namalaiva yatha labhete santosha eta vichara eta achara kare bhakti dharma posha. One should strictly follow the principles of always chanting the holy name, and one should be satisfied with whatever is coming of its own accord. Such a devotional behavior solidly maintains one's devotional service. And again, the same sloka has been mentioned. Trinadapi sunechena tarorapi shaishnuna. Raising my hands, I declare, urdhva bahu kari ko suna sarva loka. All the people here, please hear me. Nama sutre ganthi para kanti ehi shloka. String this verse of holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. प्रभु आज्ञा कर एही श्लोक आचरण अवश्य पैबेत बे श्री Krishna Charana. One must strictly follow the principles given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this verse. If one simply follows in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya and the Goswamis, certainly he will achieve the ultimate goal of life, the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regularly led congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the house of Srivas Thakur. So Srivas Thakur's home was the center of their congregational chanting. They would close the doors and then chant inside, so that those who do not believe in this process, they can remain outside, and those who wanted to make fun of this process can remain at the gate. Kirtana suni bahire, tara jwali puri mare, Shiva saira dukha dite, nana yukti kare. So when Bhagwan's name is preached, when somebody is doing Kirtan, chanting the holy names, and the crowds are increasing daily, then there is another crowd that also increases. The crowds of non-believers, the critics, those who want to pull you down. So here the same thing is happening. They close the door for all these non-believers. But the non-believers have to do some mischief. They have to bring their name down. So there was this guy who had a lot of envy with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's party, and he wanted to give trouble to Srivas Thakur. एक दिन विप्र नाम गोपाल चापाल पाषंडी प्रधान से ही दुर्मुख वाचल भवानी पूजर सब सामग्री लाय रात्रे शिवासेरा द्वारे स्थान ले पाय. So there was this person called Gopal Chapala. He was a non-believer. He was talkative, and he was very rough in his speech. One day he went to all those Vamacharis, and he got some things from them. Tantrics, Vamachari Tantrics, or left-handed Tantrics who drink and do a lot of unwanted things. So this person, Gopal Chapala, went and he got the paraphernalia of worshipping goddess Durga and kept it outside Srivasa Thakur's door. So Kirtan is happening inside, and after the Kirtan, this guy comes in the night and keeps all this paraphernalia, whereby he wants to tell the world, oh, look at him. He shows he's a Krishna Bhakta, but actually he's worshipping Devi. कालारा पता ऊपर थुईला ओढ फूल हरिद्रा सिंदूरा आरा रक्त चंदन टांडूल मध्य भांड पाशे धरी निज घरे गेला प्रातः काले श्रीवासा ताहा तू देखीला. So in the night, this guy comes, Chapala Gopala, and puts a plantain leaf nicely. On that plantain leaf, he's putting all those turmeric, then some oda phula, it's a type of phula, vermilion, and then he puts some red sandalwood paste, some rice, and then, so it doesn't end here. He has to insult him, right? So he gets a pot full of wine. And that also he places right outside Srivas Thakur. A Vaishnava will never drink wine. But this guy does this drama in the night and places a wine beside all this paraphernalia and goes away. Morning happens. Srivas Thakur opens his door. Right in front of the door. These all things are kept here. What does he do? Bada bada loka sab anila bolaiya sabare kahe Srivas hasiya hasiya. Srivas started laughing. Of course. What stupidity is this? And what he did? Srivas Thakur called everybody in the neighborhood. Everybody come out, come out, come out. See what is there. Everybody knows what Srivas Thakur is. Srivas Thakur is a pure Vaishnava. He'll never do this. And this guy is trying to taint his image by saying, oh, look at him. He's worshipping Devi. So Srivas Thakur is like, okay, let's do it publicly. You did it. You were hiding. Let's do it publicly. And he calls everybody, gentlemen, all come here. I want to show you something, gentlemen. What? And he's laughing and saying, in the night, I am opening up my secret. In the night, I'm worshipping Bhavani. And now, since there is the paraphernalia for worship is present here, now all of you respectable Brahmanas and members of the higher caste can understand my position. He's telling all this with a satire. He says, तबे सब शिष्ट लोक करे हाहाकार अच्छे कर्म के था कैला कोन दुराचार. So all the neighborhood they gathered and they're like, what? Who did this? Who is that person who can take such a step? We know what you are, Srivas Thakur. Who is this nonsense person? Who is this sinful person who performed these mischievous activities? So all the people then went and they called the sweeper and the Hadi, and they said, take this object of worship and throw it very far and clean this place by a mixture of water and cow dung. So Gopal Chapala, who has done this, he knows all this. After 3 days, Gopal Chapala suffered for the action that he did. तीन दिन रही से गोपाल चपल सर्वांगे हैला कुष्ठ वहे रक्त धार. After 3 days of this act which Gopal Chapal did, he suffered. He got an attack of leprosy and there was blood and pus flowing out of his body. His body got covered with germs. सर्वांगा बेडीला कीते काटे निरंतर असह्य वेदना दुखे ज्वलय अंतर. His body, Gopal Chapala, he did such a wrong act and he caught leprosy. All germs went inside his body and they started biting him and giving him pain. He felt unbearable pain and his whole body was burning in distress. And leprosy is an infectious disease. So nobody would allow him to live in the village anymore. He had to leave the village and go and sit near the Ganges underneath a tree. And he was suffering badly for the act that he has done. He knows and his consciousness knows. Ganga घाटे वृक्ष तले रहे ते वसिया एक दिन बले किछु प्रभु के देखिया. One day he was sitting near the Ganges, repenting on his state, and then he saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming from far. So he went to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and from far he did pranam and he said, "O Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I am from your village. So in that relationship, I am like your maternal uncle. Please, can you see how leprosy has attacked me? You are an incarnation of God. You are delivering so many fallen souls. I am also greatly unhappy. I am also a fallen soul. Oh Mahaprabhu, please think of these two relationships. You are kind and I am your maternal uncle. Please forgive me and please give me relief from this leprosy." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looked at him and little angrily he said, first, because Bhagwan cannot tolerate one thing, insult of his devotees. So Bhagwan had to rebuke. Bhagwan is very soft, very, very loving. But first he had to give a lesson to this Gopal Chapala. Bhagwan rebuked him. First he was angry. And he said, "Are papi, bhakta dveshi, tore na udhari mu, koti janmai mate kidaya khayomi." He said, "You are a sinful person. You are envious of pure devotees. I will not deliver you. Rather, I shall have you bitten by these germs for many millions of years. You made Srivasa Thakur appear bad. शिवासे करी ले तुई भवानी पूजन कोटि जन्म हवे तोरा रवे पतन." You have made Srivasa Thakur appear bad to have been worshipping Bhavani with all those bad paraphernalia? Simply for this offense, you will have to fall down into hellish life for 10 million births. पाषंडी संहारी ते मोरा एई अवतार पाषंडी संहारी भक्ति करिमु प्रचार. I have appeared in this incarnation to kill all pashandis, hypocrites like you. And after killing them, I am going to preach the cult of devotional service. एते बलि गेला प्रभु करिते गंगा स्नान सेहि पापी दुख भोगे नाया पराण. Lord Chaitanya told him like this and went away to the Ganges. And that sinful man did not give up his sinful life and he continued to suffer. He was suffering so much. After this incident, Bhagavan accepted the renouncement of life. And one time he went to Jagannath Puri. And then after that, Jagannath Puri, he once came to Kaliyuga. And this person heard, oh, Bhagavan has come to Kaliyuga. He had suffered so much because of the leprosy by that time. This person heard, oh, Bhagavan has come to Kaliyuga. Again he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now this time Lord is merciful. And Lord, being merciful to him, gave instructions for his benefit first. He said, Srivase Panditara Sthane Ache Aparadha Tathaya Hete No Yade Karena Prasada Tabe Tora Habe Ei Papa Vimochana Yadi Puna Aiche Nahi Karena Kariya Charana. He said, now this time he has suffered greatly. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first gave him the required instruction and told him, you did this sinful activity and committed an offense at the lotus feet of Srivas Thakur. So Gopal Chapla, now go there and first beg for his mercy. And then, if he gives you blessings and you commit that you will not perform this sinful act again, then only you will be freed from all reactions. Brahmana felt a little relief and he went to Srivas Thakur and then he fell down at Srivas Thakur's feet and he begged for forgiveness. यारा एक अभिप्राय कीर्तन देखीते द्वारे कपट न पहिला भीतरे आते यही ते. So this person, Gopal Chapla, went to Srivas Thakur's feet, fell down, begged for mercy, committed everything, and then after that, Srivas Thakur was happy, forgave him, and then he was freed from sinful reaction. Then there were, but haters are going to hate. So there was no less haters here. So one hater, Gopal Chapala, he suffered. Then there was another hater, another Brahmana. आरावे एक अभिप्राय कीर्तन देखीते द्वारे कपट न पहिले भीतरे यही ते. फिरी गेला विप्र घरे मने दुख पाया आराधीन प्रभु के कहे गंगाया लाग पाया. सभी पा तुम्हारे मुनि पाना छे मानो दुख पैता छिंदिया सापे प्रचंड दुर्मुख. So that one Brahmana also came to see what is happening every day in this house. They close the door and then inside the doors, God knows what they are doing. I want to see. But the door is closed for non-believers. So he could not enter. Now he's a Brahmana. And Brahmana always have that pride. How dare they respect a Brahmana? He was very upset. and he was very harsh in talking, and he was an expert in cursing others. So that night he returned home with an unhappy mind, but the next day he went to the Ganges because he knew Lord Chaitanya will come there. And he caught hold of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he said, your followers disrespected me by not allowing me to come inside the house, disrespected a Brahmana, and by the power of my Brahminical tapa, austerities, I am cursing you, for your behavior has greatly aggrieved me. So he cursed. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is smiling. The Brahmana cursed the Lord. You shall be bereft of all material happiness. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inside his heart is smiling. Yes, I want to be bereft of all material happiness. I want to be, who cares for all this? So the Brahmana cursed the Lord, and when the Lord heard this, he felt great jubilation within himself. Kaviraj Goswami says, any faithful person who hears of these Brahmanas cursing Lord Chaitanya is delivered from all Brahminical curses. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed Mukunda Datta with punishment. This is another story. He blessed Mukunda Datta with punishment, and in that way, he vanquished all his depression. Lord Chaitanya respected Advaitacharya as a spiritual master, but Advaitacharya was greatly aggrieved by such behavior. Advaitacharya used to come, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to give him the respect of a guru and an elderly person. And Advaitacharya knew he is Krishna, but he's doing the role. So Advaitacharya didn't want. He wanted to be rebuked by him. So Advaitacharya one day, on purpose, started explaining him books on Advaita. And Lord understood this. And Lord got very angry and rebuked him. And this rebuking him was like a disrespect. And that made Advaitacharya very happy. And Advaitacharya was pleased. Lord knew this game, that he wanted to get rebuked. And Lord also looked at him, that Advaitacharya is finally pleased. And even though Lord was ashamed at that moment, but he offered Advaitacharya his benediction. Then there was Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta mukhe suni ramaguna grama lalate le alikhela tanra Ramadas nama. Murari Gupta was a great devotee of Rama. He would always praise Lord Rama. And one day in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was saying all the glories of Rama. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so happy hearing this, that he went and he wrote Ramadas on the forehead of Murari Gupta. Once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the house of Sridhar and after Keertan and drank water from his damaged iron pot. Then he bestowed his benediction upon all the devotees according to their desires. Haridas Thakur re Karila Prasada Acharya Sthane Matara Khandaila Aparada. After this incident, Lord blessed Haridas Thakur and vanquished the offense of his mother at the home of Advaitacharya. Once when the Lord explained the glories of the holy name to the devotees, some ordinary students who heard him fashioned their own interpretation. Namastuti vada suni prabhura haila dukha sabare nishedhela ehar na dekhila mukha. When a student interpreted the glories of holy name as a prayer of exaggeration, because sometimes, some shlokas are given about Bhagwan, the name of Bhagwan. Sometimes we'll say, oh, one name of Hari is powerful enough to vanquish millions of sins. So people will not understand that. And then they will come up with their own arthavad. Arthavad means their own logical explanation. And they will say, oh, you're just exaggerating the name of Hari. So when people spoke like that, it would make Chaitanya Mahaprabhu unhappy. And he immediately warned that student that do not show me your face again if you do not understand the glories of one name of Hari. Sagane sachale giya kaila ganga snana bhakti ramahi mataha karila vyakhyana. Without even removing his garments, Lord Chaitanya took a bath in the Ganges with his companions. There he explained the glories of devotional service. By following the path of speculative philosophical knowledge, fruitive activity, or mystic yoga to control the senses, one cannot satisfy Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Unalloyed devotional love for Krishna is the only cause of Lord's satisfaction. Janma karma yoga dharme nahi Krishna vashe Krishna vasha hetu eka prema bhakti rasa. He says, no matter if you are born in a great family, great learned family, or of a higher caste, and if you think by your scholarly nature or scholarly birth or being born in a great family, you can subdue Krishna, no, it is not possible. If you follow all the karma kanda properly, you think you can subdue Krishna, no, not possible. By doing yoga, whatever dharmas are being taught, no, it is not possible. So how can you subdue Krishna? Only by prema bhakti rasa, only by the love, only by your bhakti. Only by your devotional service can you get the Lord to you. Bhagavan says this in to Uddhav, in Uddhav Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam. They've taken one slok. Na sadhyati mam yogo, na sankhyam dharma uddhava, na swadhyayas tapastyago, yatha bhaktir mamojita Uddhav. One cannot achieve me through Ashtanga Yoga, through yoga, nor through Sankhya, by analytical knowledge of me. They cannot achieve me. Nor through any other dharma, nor through swadhyayas, nor through just by studying the Vedas. You can get the knowledge from Vedas about me. But you think by just by you read Vedas, you will achieve me? Nor by tapasyas. Because those tapasyas will also delude. Nor by tyaga. Tyaga means leaving all your work and everything. Oh, now I'm with God. You think I left everything. Now God will come running to me. He says, no, one has to understand. You can only attract me by bhakti, by unalloyed devotional service. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Bhaktya mam avijanati yaman yas chasmi tattvata. Only by bhakti one will know who I am in full tattva. There are many paths, but the path of bhakti is very easy, and it starts with Shravanam Kirtanam. That's it. Listen and do and glorify Bhagavan and remember him. That's all. These three main things you do. Other path mentioned in the Vedas, in the Puranas, there could be arguments. Why are they not right? Why? Bhagavan has given an answer for that in Gita. He said, Klesho adiktarastesham avyakta asakta chetasham. Those whose minds are attached to that unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. It's not that he didn't say you can't get there, you can, but that is very troublesome path. And in Kaliyuga, training the mind and telling it to latch upon something that is unmanifest. Our mind is so tuned to only see forms. All the time, the mind, if it is making thinking stories, it is talking to somebody. What are those somebodies? Those somebodies are some forms. You have associated with them the whole day, in your life, and those topics are coming in your head, and even though those forms are not there, but they are still there in your head. So when the mind is naturally making so many pictures because of the forms, your eyes are used to seeing forms. Your ears are trained to hear stories about forms, worldly forms. And then you tell this mind, then day out and day in and out. The mind is only thinking about various worldly forms. And then you go and tell, now you're meditating, don't think of forms. Think of the unmanifested, some light. Mind will not stay. Mind wants rasa, enjoyment. Mind enjoys those stories that you're cooking in your head because of all the forms you have seen, all those forms. So mind wants rasa, mind wants enjoyment. Mind wants stories. Mind wants picture. Picture of separation, picture of love, picture of anger, picture of hatred, picture of envy. Mind wants all that drama. So when you sit and meditate and you tell it, oh, meditate on the unmanifest, Brahma, this, that. Mind is like, I'm tired. I want to sleep. And then you will go to sleep. But when you sit and you start thinking of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sitting on the bank of Ganges, and then Gopala Chapala came there, Gopala Chapala did this crime, did these offenses, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got angry in the first, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so nice. In the next meeting, he said, go and beg forgiveness from Srivas Thakur. And then Srivas Thakur is like, okay, I forgive you. And then he was delivered. Then your mind is like, wow, thank you, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so nice of you. I really love you. And then you picture Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, oh my dear, I'm telling you one thing, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Kevalam. There is only one way Hari can deliver you. You can be delivered. Chant the name of Hari. Your mind will argue, but oh my Lord, oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are telling me Hari, but I heard so many things. Oh my dear, I was the same Krishna who spoke in Gita, Klesha Diktaros Tesham. And you'll be say, oh, in Gita, but I thought Gita is just an ordinary thing. Okay, no, my bacha, go and read the Gita one more time. You will get answers to all your questions. Look at the picture the mind has created and look at the happiness the mind will give you right now. And mind will want to sit on these topics again and again. You heard this Chaitanya Charitamrita. Oh, and then you think, wow, Srivas Thakur's home. Whatever imagination will come in your house. They used to lock the door every day in the night and everybody is getting in the home and they are chanting loudly the Sankirtan. How beautiful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is getting into Avesh there. And in his Avesh, he's becoming Varah incarnation and he goes and he jumps on Murari Gupta's shoulder. The mind is seeing this picture. Mind is happy to see this Avesh. The mind remembers the story. Now you heard the story. The mind remembers the story. Even while walking, you may think of the story. Oh, in the same Sankirtan, one of the Sankirtans, Nityanand Prabhu was there. Automatically your mind is going to Nityanand Prabhu. Nityanand Prabhu, who is he? Incarnation of Baladev. Oh, in that Sankirtan, that night, Bhagavan got into another Avesh and he showed the 600 form. How beautiful is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form? 6 hands. Vishnu, Ram, Krishna combined. Oh, he is having the mace. Oh, how beautiful. He's having the conch. How beautiful. He's having the lotus. How beautiful. Oh, on that lotus, Lakshmi ji sits. Oh, he's always holding Lakshmi ji in his hand. How beautiful. Oh, that conch. Conch is the sound of the Vedas. How beautiful. Oh, that mace. All strength. How beautiful. Oh, he's having the chakra. Full of light. How beautiful. Oh, not only these 4 hands. Bhagavan is also having in his one hand the bow. Oh, Ram Avatar. Oh, Ramchandra ki jai, Ramchandra ki jai. Oh, look into the 6th hand. He's having a flute. Oh, my beautiful Krishna. Oh, the same Krishna has become Ram, has become Vishnu, Vishnu, Krishna, Ram. You're seeing everything in one form just by closing your eyes. The mind is enjoying this picture of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is right now here in the eyes and the heart. How much you want to love that Bhagavan? You can pour all your offering here on his lotus feet. Mind is used to seeing pictures. And then in the same Leela, Bhagavan takes away his 4 hands. 2 hands first. And now he's in his 4 hand. The disc and the conch. And then he's having a flute. Oh, Krishna and him. Wow. And then he takes away both the hands and he's in the form of Krishna. Just see this picture. For hours, your mind can just go into from one topic to another topic of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You will not even want to think of anything else. And such beautiful leelas. This is what it is. This is how you trap the mind and bring it at the lotus feet of the Lord. And mind is happy. But if you tell the mind, sit and meditate on some light, how long will you be able to? You will not be. You'll be lost. Keep looking at your breath. 2 minutes you looked at the breath and then the mind will go somewhere else. But the leelas, your mind cannot go anywhere. So, kleshu adiktaras tesham avyaktas chetanam chetasam. For those whose minds are unattached, are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the supreme, advancement is very troublesome. People who are greatly attached to the impersonal feature of the Lord are obliged to take trouble, yet still they cannot understand the absolute truth. As explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwaniti Shabdyate. Unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original source of both Brahman and Paramatma, one is still in darkness about the absolute truth. Lord Chaitanya then praised Murari Gupta and quoted a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Kwaham daridra papiyan kwa Krishna Sriniketana Brahma bandhuriti smaham bahubhyam parirambitaha. Since I am a poor, sinful Brahman bandhu, not Brahmanically qualified, although poor, although born in a Brahmana family, and you, Lord Krishna, the shelter of the goddess of fortune, it is simply wonderful, my dear Lord, that you have embraced me with your arms. One day, Lord performed Sankirtan with all his devotees, and when they were greatly fatigued, they sat down. And so they were all greatly fatigued. So Lord sowed the seeds of a mango. Lord sowed a mango seed in the yard, and immediately the seed fructified and into a tree and began to grow mangoes. So all of those hungry devotees could eat the mangoes. This mango tree, I've been in Nadia, in the Bengal area, and I've seen that tree still there, that area. Okay. As people looked on, the tree became fully grown with fruits that fully ripened. Thus, everybody was struck with wonder. The Lord immediately picked about 200 fruits and after washing them, he offered them to Krishna to eat. And then the fruits were all red and yellow with no seed inside, no skin outside, and eating one fruit would immediately fill a man's belly. Seeing the quality of the mangoes, the Lord was greatly satisfied, and thus after eating it first, he fed all other devotees. The fruits had no seeds or skins. They were all full of nectar and juice, and they were so sweet that a man would be fully satisfied by eating only one. In this way, fruits grew on the tree every day throughout the 12 months of the year, and the Vaishnavas used to eat them to Lord's great satisfaction. These are the confidential pastimes of the son of Sachi. Other than devotees, no one knows of this incident. In this way, the Lord performed Sankirtan every day, and at the end of the Sankirtan, there was a mango eating festival every day for 12 months. Once, while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing Kirtan, clouds assembled in the sky and they were going to rain. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, stop, don't rain now. We want to enjoy it later. One day, Lord ordered Srivas Thakur to read the Brihat Sahasranam, that is Vishnu Sahasranam, for he wanted to hear them at that time. As he read the 1,000 names of the Lord, in due course, the holy name of Lord Narsimha appeared, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got in the avesh of Narsimha. And in the mood of Narsimha, he ran into the streets, club in hand, and ready to kill the atheists. Seeing him appear so fierce in the ecstasy of Lord Narsimha, People ran from the streets here and there because he was holding a sword and he was about to kill all the atheists. Seeing the people so afraid, Lord came back to his senses, external senses, and thus returned to the house of Srivas Thakur. And he was very embarrassed. He said, "What just happened? When I adopted the mood of Lord Narasimha, people were greatly afraid. Then I stopped since causing fear among people is an offense." Srivas Thakur replied, "Anyone who has taken your holy name vanquishes 10 million of his offenses immediately. There was no offense in your appearing as Narsingh Dev. Rather, any man who saw you in this mood was immediately liberated from the bondage of material existence. So, oh my Lord, do not feel embarrassed." After saying this, Srivas Thakur worshipped the Lord, who was greatly satisfied, and returned to his own home. On another day, a great devotee of Lord Shiva, chanting the Lord Shiva's qualities, came to Chaitanya's house, where he began dancing in the courtyard and playing his damaru. So what did Lord Chaitanya do? So this guy is playing damaru and talking the name of Shiva. What did Lord Chaitanya do? He got into the mood of Shiva. Shiva Avesham. Then Lord Chaitanya, adopting the mood of Lord Shiva, got on the man's shoulders, and they both of them are now playing the damaru and dancing in the mood of Lord Shiva. On another day, a mendicant came to beg alms from the Lord's house, but when he saw the Lord dancing, he also started to dance. He danced with the Lord because he was favored by love of Krishna, and thus he flowed in the mellows of love of Godhead. Another day, one astrologer came, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to have some fun. And he looked at the astrologer and said, "Oh, can you look at my horoscope and tell me about my previous life?" The astrologer started looking, and he was astonished. And all the calculation and meditation, he said, he said, he saw the greatly effulgent body of the Lord, which is the resting place of all unlimited Vaikuntha planets. Seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the absolute truth, the supreme Brahman, Bhagwan, the astrologer became confused and struck with wonder. The astrologer said, first of all, he remained silent for a long time. But the Lord again told him, "What happened? Something wrong with my horoscope? Something wrong with my previous birth?" Astrologer is like, "What should I say, sir? I see that you are in Vaikuntha. You are the shelter of all. You are Bhagwan, full of opulences. You are the same Bhagwan who has now come in this body in front of me as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." So when he was talking like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like, "No. You're talking too much. I was just a cowherd boy. I have all the tendencies of a cowherd boy. So, my dear sir, I think you do not know very clearly what I was, for I know in my previous birth, I was just a cowherd boy. In my last birth, I was born in a family of cowherd men, and I gave protection to the calves and cows. Because of such pious activities, I have now become the son of Brahmana." The astrologer said, "What I saw in meditation was full of opulence, and therefore I was confused. I am certain that your form and form I saw in meditation are one and the same. If I see any difference, this is an act of your illusory energy." The all-knowing astrologer concluded, "Whatever you may be, whoever you may be, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you." And the Lord rewarded him for his service. So we'll end it up here. I just saw the time, a little over the time. So we'll end it up here, and tomorrow we will hear some more interesting stories of Mahaprabhu's youth pastimes. All right, so no comments here. Pranama, my husband knows to play flute nicely. Very nice, wonderful. That's great. All right, so we'll see you tomorrow. May your day and night be Krishnamay, Chaitanyamay, and Shivmay. Just think of Lord Shiva dancing with the damaru. Just think of Lord Chaitanya dancing with the damaru on your Shivratri. Jai Shri Krishna. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Hari Bol.